And the big story today, almost 40 days since the wrestlers started round 2 of their fight against WFI President Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh, there have been multiple developments that have had the potential to change the course of the star. In a major development in the latest today, the agitating Grapplers confirmed that they had met the Union Home Minister on Saturday. However, the meeting had been unsuccessful, they say, as their demands for the arrest of the BJP MP stays.
जो आपकी अमित शाह से बात हुई, मतलब क्या बात हुई, उन्होंने क्या बोला? एक अर्ली चार्जशीट के लिए बोला था क्या आप लोगों ने?
नहीं, हम तो गिरफ्तारी की कह रहे हैं, ठीक है, गिरफ्तार को।
अच्छा, और
मार्केट में फेक न्यूज़।
अच्छा, नहीं, और मतलब उन्होंने क्या बोला जब आप लोगों ने अरेस्ट करने के लिए बोला? मतलब उनके तरफ से क्या रिएक्शन था? तो आप मानते, मतलब आप यही बोलोगे कि जो उनके साथ मीटिंग थी वो अनसक्सेसफुल थी? और अब प्लान क्या रहेगा आगे का? सत्यव्रत 9 तारीख के बाद तो हमें पता है, आपने बोले जंतर मंतर पे वापस आओगे, लेकिन तब तक भी किस तरीके के मीटिंग्स रहेंगे? कोई और खाप पंचायत होंगी क्या? तो मतलब कब तक डिसाइड करोगे आप लोग कुछ ऐसा?
बस सर इसी में लगे हुए हैं मैडम।
अच्छा।
Well, just one day later to this, news started filtering in that the 3 wrestlers who had become the face of the agitation have decided to resume work. In fact, Sakshi Mallik, Vinesh Phogat and Bajrang Punia, all 3 OSDs in railways, are back on duty, with images of Sakshi attending a railways program coming to fore. Some took it as a sign of breakthrough, and reports started emerging that this could mean that a compromise has been reached. But all the wrestlers denied that this development meant the end of their fight for justice. They insisted that the satyagraha will continue till justice is served.
ये सही है ना कि आपने अपनी जॉब वापस ज्वाइन कर ली है?
हमने ना ही तो अपना प्रोटेस्ट खत्म किया है, ना ही हमारा आंदोलन खत्म किया है। मेरी कुछ जिम्मेवारी है तो रेलवेज की मैं वो संभालने आई थी, और ये बिल्कुल फेक न्यूज उन्होंने जो सबने चला दी है। हमारा जब तक इंसाफ नहीं मिल जाता, हमारा आंदोलन, हमारा सत्याग्रह जारी रहेगा।
साक्षी, ये किस तरीके से जारी रहेगा? क्या आप वापस जंतर मंतर पे आएंगे या कोई और तरीके से जारी रहेगा?
जो हम उसी चीज के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं, तो रणनीति बना रहे हैं कि कैसे करेंगे आगे। फेक न्यूज है, अफवाहें हैं, ये हमारे आंदोलन को कमजोर करने के लिए चलाई गई।
Well, the opposition has now questioned the centre, saying that unique treatment is being meted out to the favourite BJP MP, and that such acts are sending out a wrong message, setting a wrong precedent in front of the people of the country.
This is a different and unique treatment being given out to a favourite BJP MP. The arrest has been deferred under the guise of some committee being investigating, and then the report would come, etc., which is not the normal case. So I'm afraid that this kind of treatment meted out in a single case is only sending a wrong message that law discriminates people on their status in life. This resumption of some of the wrestlers back to their duty is in no way adversely going to affect the merits of their case.
Let's on that note quickly open this up. We have Desh Ratan Nigam along with the MD Governance Now Kailash Adhikari, also political analyst Anirban Banerjee, and political analyst Nikhil Jain himself completes the panel. Let me first begin by asking Mr. Anirban Banerjee, since we have seen reactions come to the fore on part of the opposition already, and something they've been maintaining for quite some time now. What do you see is going on here? What do you make of the entire episode? We'll also try and connect with some of our protesting wrestlers and those who know in detail what their future strategy is going to be. But for now, looks like some of them have returned to work, though they say if it comes to fight for justice in this very case, their jobs are not important either. I think, Mr. Banerjee, you're on mute. If you could unmute yourself. Can you hear me? Okay, we'll just reconnect with him. Nikhil, would you want to come in on that? Where do you see this headed?
See, the point is that the wrestlers, the medal-winning wrestlers of this country have been protesting in so many weeks, asking for the arrest of a man they are alleging has committed sexual assault on multiple women, including a minor. I can't find it that the BJP is there.
Okay.
Oh, am I audible?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Am I audible?
I can hear you, Nikhil. Please make your point.
Oh, yeah. I'm getting a lot of background noise. Can you please fix that?
Okay, we'll just ask our team to fix your line. In the meanwhile, Nikhil, let me quickly go across to Mr. Deshratan Nigam. You heard it from the opposition already. We heard a reaction come in from Majid Memon of the TMC. Mr. Deshratan Nigam, many in the opposition say this is setting a wrong precedent. Perhaps action should have been taken to some extent against Brij Bhushan, though we've heard several in the central government come out to say that they can't quite jump to a conclusion before the probe concludes, that the wrestlers must in fact place some faith in the Delhi police investigation, but the wrestlers have said they do not trust the Delhi police and it's delayed action on part of the Delhi police so far. Mr. Nigam.
In fact, India is run on account of rule of law, and there is even if you read the POCSO Act, it is said that one minor has made a complaint. The sections which are attracted are Section 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11, 12. The offence which is being made out is there. The maximum punishment in 9 and 10 is 7 years. And there is a judgment by the Supreme Court, Ajnesh Kumar versus State of Bihar, which clearly says if the punishment is 7 years or less, then a person cannot be arrested. He has to give in a notice of appearance. And if he does not cooperate in investigation, only then an arrest has to be made. So that is the only ground of arrest. If the Delhi police does not follow this, then the policeman can be hauled up. The contempt of court proceedings are also there. Recently, Allahabad High Court sent a cop who did not follow this procedure and arrested a person despite the punishment was less than 7 years. Then he was sent to 14 days custody. The Allahabad High Court has done so, and the Supreme Court time and again has made it clear that such cops have to be, hauled. In fact, in my particular case also in Supreme Court, they granted bail to that person because he was arrested. The Ajnesh Kumar was cited, and we did cite the Ajnesh Kumar judgment. Okay. And the court took to task the policeman who arrested. So there is a process laid down. If the punishment under the sections which are actually made out was more than 7 years, then he would have been arrested immediately. And that is why the Delhi police is being very cautious. So all the investigation has to go on. In fact, a lot of evidence has to be provided by the wrestlers, which till now it appears was not even given to the committee, not to the police, because I'm aware of the lawyers who were representing the wrestlers. And I'm making a statement because he did appear before me in an mediation proceeding.
But Mr. Nigam, something doesn't seem to be working out for them. They were okay with the idea of an oversight committee. They were in fact reached out to by the oversight committee. They had a couple of issues with the members of the oversight committee. That was also addressed later. Thereafter, when it came to round 2 of their agitation, they of course spoke of how, they want to go ahead with the complaint. They filed an FIR. This, of course, they say happened upon the Supreme Court's intervention, that they don't quite trust the Delhi police, so on and so forth. So every step of the way, they've not been very convinced. Where do you see the problem really is, Mr. Kailash Adhikari? Because now Bajrang Punia has come out to say, and I want to quote this from his tweet in the latest, अगर नौकरी इंसाफ के रास्ते में बाधा बनती दिखी तो उसको त्यागने में हम 10 सेकंड का भी वक्त नहीं लगाएंगे, नौकरी का डर मत दिखाइए. Who do you think this is directed to?
See, we need to understand one thing. The opposition continuously trying to blame the government that no action is being taken. That's wrong. I mean, 2 FIRs have been registered against Mr. Brij Bhushan, and that too under the POSCO Act. I mean, it's not a small act. The repercussions of the POSCO Act, we all know, and our learned viewers also know. As far as the fact that the wrestlers saying that the protests will continue, see, India is a free and democratic country. If people have right to protest against, if they feel that there is something wrong. But as citizens of this nation, we should also understand that we should trust the law. There's a law and order in this country.
But would you say, Mr. Adhikari, it's unfair on part of the wrestlers to expect bare minimum action against Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh, because so far he continues to be the WFI president. He may not take part in day-to-day functioning of the WFI, and the WFI in fact is not taking any decisions as we speak.
Wait for the investigation to get over.
Okay.
A person is innocent until proven guilty.
Okay.
How
Innocent
can
until proven guilty.
Take action
Nikhil,
against that particular person.
Because now suddenly, after the athletes have themselves confirmed that they held an interaction with the Union Home Minister, we've seen some of them return to their jobs as well.
And I completely applaud the decision of coming back to work, because the Honorable Home Minister has...
I'll come to you. Mr. Adhikari, I'll come to you. We'll quickly take in a word from Nikhil as well, because the opposition once again seems to be finding this very, very problematic. Mr. Nikhil Jain.
See, there are two laws in India now, one for the members of the BJP and the other for the opposition and the critics of the government. When it comes to the BJP, everybody is innocent until proven guilty. And when it comes to anybody else, immediately the BJP and the entire ecosystem engages in a clamor that jail that person right now, throw them away, put them in jail, hang them, this and that. I don't understand why is the entire might of the union government and the BJP behind a man who has been alleged of sexual assault, including by a minor, multiple women wrestlers. These are not some lackeys who are making claims that you might doubt it. These are Olympic winning medalists, Olympic medal winning wrestlers of the country. Many of them sitting on protest, and now you've even removed them from the protest spot. You are not able to remove a Bhushn from his post completely, but you're able to remove these wrestlers completely. The system is acting entirely unfairly. And honestly, as a political analyst, what I'm not able to understand is...
Realistically speaking, can you take action against someone unless they're proven guilty? And in that sense, can the government then be pressurized or rather cornered to an extent by the opposition or the protesting wrestlers to the effect that they are forced to take action against Bhushn Sharan Singh?
That is what they're trying to do with these protests, I presume, but the government is simply not acting on it. The voice of these wrestlers, of the opposition, of the critics is falling on absolute deaf ears, just like it was the case in the farmers' protest. The farmers sat on the borders of Delhi for 2 years. The government didn't listen. The only time they listened is when there were elections around the corner. So I think the BJP is sending a very clear message to the people of India that if you want us to listen, if you want to take action against what is wrong or take back what was wrong, vote us out. Or at least threaten us with voting us out. That is how the BJP is functioning. Honestly, as a political analyst, I am out of my wits trying to bang my head in the wall, trying to understand why is...
Mr. Jain, you are a lawyer first. You are a lawyer
why
first.
Why can he not be removed? Why can he not be suspended from the party membership till the investigation is over? And my senior, Mr. Nigam, has pointed out that investigation is not yet complete and investigation is happening. But why is the investigation not happening at a faster pace? And it is not for the wrestlers to give evidence to the police or to anybody else. It is for the police to find that evidence themselves. Okay. And we are all seeing what kind of signals the bureaucracy and the police in Delhi are getting when the entire might of the BJP
because,
and the government...
the government on its part and the Delhi police have been saying that since the entire episode of them being manhandled and detained on the 28th of last month was highlighted time and again and raised and questioned, perhaps, Section 144 was imposed. No one gets the right to march towards the parliament, and that's the action that would have perhaps come in anyone's way, even if this was not the protesting wrestlers. But that said, Mr. Nigam, the one thing that is being said is on every step of the way, the wrestlers have felt that the demands that they've put out have not been addressed. In fact, no one has heard them out openly. Though the central government maintains, let the probe conclude, law has its own way of going about in this country. Where do you think the problem really is? Because the protesting wrestlers have said that they're going to continue with their protests even if it comes at the cost of their job, though some of them have decided to return to work.
Yeah.
Are they today finding themselves in a tough spot or under some sort of pressure to continue with their job while they want to continue raising their demand?
See, Kritsween, once you join a job, and being a service lawyer also, let me tell you, your right to protest during the service hours is curtailed. You have to protest, after the office hours. So that decision they have to make. Now, secondly, one of the most important factors is that they want the law to be violated, the wrestlers. That is why they are insisting on the arrest. Where the arrest cannot be done if as I said, Ardesh Kumar is very clear. Supreme Court every second day takes the cops to the task if they arrest a person where the conviction is less than 7 years. And also for the benefit of Mr. Jain, who is also a lawyer, who conveniently sidetracks and becomes a political analyst at his own convenience, let me also point out that in this particular case, the investigation is going on. The evidence obviously, if the wrestlers have the evidence, they have to provide when the investigating team comes and talks to you.
Okay.
So it is not that the investigation comes out of thin air. The investigation is provided and unearthed both at the same time.
Well, one can just
And the
hope for two
wrestlers-
things, Mr. Nigam, as we speak, that there is no kind of pressure under which the wrestlers are being forced to return to their job while they want to continue raising the demands they have been for the longest time. And of course, the second being that, one is only hoping for a free and fair investigation, and that one must patiently, in fact, wait for the probe to conclude and for the details to come out for everyone to see. Gentlemen, thank you. We're running out of time, so we'll have to leave it at that. We're tracking that very closely here on Times Now. In the meanwhile,